Maggie is a very warm person. She's very down to earth. She's got a great sense of humor. She's dedicated to whatever she takes on. She's very sincere. The list goes on, but I think she's just a wonderful person.
Maggie's an amazing human being. She, in many ways, has she impacted this community. And let me take what I think is the most significant, and that's when it comes to children's literature and the whole aspect of early literacy. Maggie is one of the top, if not the top, within the top 2 people in the country in terms of children's literature. She has a phenomenal reputation across this country.
She made a major contribution by having seemingly disparate organizations work together for the benefit of children and the adults who live and work with them. And she had an enormous impact that way. Also, she worked with the School of Library and Information Science, Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, and Beginning with Books in bringing to everyone's attention the importance of literacy, reading to children from the time they were born, reading aloud. With her friend Betty Siegel, she wrote a book for reading out loud about the importance of reading aloud to everyone from birth through the teen years. All of that work has had an impact not only in the Pittsburgh community, but also beyond. Her work reverberates widely, far beyond Pittsburgh.
Maggie is engaged and has really a great deal of vision and leadership. And she's given back to the community by sharing that vision and leadership with these various organizations that she's involved with. So she's volunteered for the Carnegie Library, she's advocated for children's literacy, she's worked to put ethics programs in schools, she's advocated for seniors in organizations such as Canterbury Place and the Lambeth organization, as well as UPMC Senior Communities and the UPMC Health System. And then most recently for us, she's worked with us on our Disabilities Resource Center. In short, I think Maggie's made a full-time job of giving back of herself in a volunteer capacity to these types of organizations.
Maggie advocates through storytelling. She is a master at storytelling and has been all her life from what I hear. And there is nothing more powerful than the gift of a story when you're trying to get a point across, particularly in advocacy.
I had polio when I was 3, and when I came home from the hospital after about a year, I was convinced of 2 things. 1, I was queen of the universe, and 2, I wasn't quite sure what went first, either a brace or a crutch. And so one day, when I was not paying attention to where I was going, something slipped, either a brace or a crutch, and I sat down very firmly. And I did what any good queen of the universe would do. I started to wail to bring my minions, and they came a-running. And the first one there was my father. And he came over and he sat down on the floor beside me. And he hugged me and he wiped my tears and he said, "Are you hurt?" That was an astounding question. And I thought a minute and I said, no, I wasn't. And he did the most amazing thing. He looked me straight in the eye and he hugged me again. And he said, "Then, my darling, get up and walk." And I thought about that for a very long time, because I think to me it meant get up and do the best you can with where you are.
Whether she's talking about her experiences with her mom, about flowers in the rose garden, about horseback riding, her stories are always sure to elicit some emotional response. You're either going to laugh or you're going to cry, sometimes both.
Maggie told a story, and literally it just took the breath out of all of us. It was a very, very powerful personal story about her own life. And we took a break. We went right into break for a while because I think everybody needed to take a couple deep breaths.
Maggie has shown me what it's like to be a person with a disability who is not her disability. She's the perfect example of inclusion.
Some people know that I was on Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood for 3 minutes in 1 week, but I don't think most people know that it was in the week of the mouth. I've tried to keep that a secret, especially from my brothers, who would probably say I talked way too much. For me, as a storyteller and somebody who tends to talk a lot, it was not something that I generally wanted known. It's been nearly 20 years and I've survived, so I don't mind saying it right now.
Maggie is my kindergarten teacher. She was the most phenomenal kindergarten teacher in the world, and to be able to work with her professionally in later years was just a real joy. I've never seen Maggie in terms of her disability. I've seen Maggie in what she's been able to do. I can remember Fred's one conversation where he said, you know, Maggie, we all have disabilities. Some of them are just more visible than others.
I think that any time that one wins an award, it is an opportunity to say, here are some things that I've tried to do that I might not have been terribly successful with, but maybe somebody else could take it and make it work even better. And I'm very grateful. And as Mr. Rogers says, I receive it very thankfully.
Congratulations, Maggie. I think you deserve this fine honor. Thank you for everything that you do for me and for all of the organizations that we work on together. Congratulations.
I can't thank you enough for all you've done for me, for Family Communications, the Fred Rogers Company. Phenomenal work. We would not be where we are today in many, many of the projects that you work with us on if you wouldn't have been part of that team. You were always part of the neighborhood. You were always part of the family. We're forever grateful, and congratulations. This is something that you really, really do deserve, and that we can all celebrate all the work you've done for all of us. Congratulations, Maggie.
Congratulations, Maggie Kimmel, and thank you for your effective leadership and advocacy through storytelling. You have truly made a difference in the quality of health care that people with disabilities in our region receive.
Congratulations, Maggie, on this well-deserved award. Thank you for inspiring so many generations of children, parents, teachers, librarians, and many, many others. What a difference you have made. Kudos, Maggie, kudos.